Hello, Rob Orr, clinical myotherapist and credentialed McKenzie therapist. Welcome to my consultation room. Today I'd just like to have a little chat about abdominal exercises for our torso and to enhance our sort of core strength through that particular area. And there's a lot of variations we can do. I especially want to talk about why it's probably not the best methods to be doing sort of lumbar sort of crunches or repeated sit-ups with that repetitive bending through the lower back. And there's a lot of data and research out there to support this as well. So I just want to show you a very quick model of the spine, and here's the vertebrae, and this is the red bit is the disc that sits in the middle, that's like that hydraulic shock absorber, and this is the bottom part of the vertebrae. Now this is the person standing at the moment, and let me demonstrate what's happening with the spine every time you do a crunch or a sit-up, which is that bending through the lower back, really bending forward and coming back, bending forward and coming back. And what's happening every time you do a repetition, which is bending, that does shorten the abdominal muscles, but look what's happening to your lower back with every rep too. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer. You see that bulge there that's sticking out? I'm going to bring that back. Watch again. Every time I do a repetition, there's a repetition. Now, some people will get away with this, but there's a percentage of the population that will not. And in my experience, I've come across a lot of patients that have aggravated their lower backs by doing these repeated crunches and sit-ups, like so. What you'll find in the population, there'll be patients with disc bulges that don't have a problem, and there'll be patients with disc bulges that do have a problem. And these particular exercises can really exaggerate the problem, like so. It's probably the same thing as sitting for a long period of time. If we sit down in a lazy position and we slump, this is what's happening to your back too. See that disc bulge? Now with repeated sit-ups, imagine every sit-up that bulge gets a bit bigger, a bit bigger, a bit bigger, a bit bigger, and all of a sudden, oh, I've got some back pain. And if it gets bigger and bigger and pushes on this yellow nerve root, then you'll get that horrible sharp shooting pain and pins and needles tingling down your leg below your knee, referred to as sciatica. Now, so when it comes to best abdominal exercises to help spare the spine, please refer to Professor Stuart McGill, who's a professor in spinal biomechanics, and he's got some really good exercises for the torso. His exercises is keeping the spine in a neutral position, so it's more cost effective for the spine. And McGill's got studies out there too that do show that that repeated flexions like so, it might take thousands and thousands, but will cause a disc rupture. And there's also good research out there by McKenzie and May about sort of disc pain as well, and what movements can cause the disc pain to get worse and worse and worse. And also there's a good article here by Corlish and et al. And this article is Tissue Origin of Pain with lower back and sciatica. And this article here sort of showed that the disc was the most common pain producing structure in the lower back out of 17 different types of tissue. So that's why it's probably best recommended not to be doing crunches, but do more exercise like planking, prone and side planking, side bridging, same thing, and that will be just as beneficial for you. And then also you can do rotational exercises where we just lock our pelvis and lower spine in a nice position and then rotate through the torso. Keep a lookout for my YouTube channel for exercises in the near future when it comes to abdominal exercises. Thank you.